Hello, this is a quick introduction on how to use the Learning Management System, otherwise known as an LMS, at lms.cewd.org. To get to that, just enter into your browser that address, lms.cewd.org, and it will bring you to this screen. Click the sign in button. The screen that you see here will change over time, so it won't necessarily look exactly like this when you sign in. But once you click the sign in button, you'll see a screen like this. Enter your username and password. If you've not signed up yet, click here to sign up, and it will go through the sign up procedure to give you a login name and password, and you will have to respond to an email prompt to get logged into this system. The first time you log in, after you get your username and password, you'll see a screen like this prompting you to accept the user agreement, and you can choose your language. This is only in English currently, so just click that and click submit, and it will bring you to a personal desktop screen that looks a little bit like what you see here. Not a whole lot in it right now because we haven't taken any courses. In order to take a course, you can use the tabs at the top to click on all courses, and this will show you any courses that you are allowed to take. In this case, it's Energy Industry Fundamentals. So to join the course, we will click the join button. It will bring up a screen to show you what the registration period is, registration type, and another join button that you click, and this will register you to take the course, and it will bring up this screen. I'm going to slide this up here to get rid of some of the junk at the top that we don't necessarily need to see for this. This screen shows you all the course modules that are available. There are 5 major modules. Each has typically an A, B, or C part. Some of them only have an A or B. Each module also has a review scenario and a quiz associated with it. In order to take the quiz, you must complete the module first in order to be allowed to take that quiz. Also within the module, as we'll see later, there are test questions embedded in that module that you must answer the question in order to complete the module. Let's go ahead and take 1A so we can see what it looks like. I'll scroll this down a little bit. Once you click on a module, notice that it has opened a second tab or a new window in your browser, depending how your browser is set up. Our old screen is still there with all the courses and modules, but it has now opened module 1A. Notice also on the left we have the names of all the modules. You can click this bar to get rid of that list, to give you more screen real estate if you want to see more screen area or get more crammed into your browser screen. The circles to the left of each module indicate the status of the module. As you see here, completed lessons have a green or ball or green check. Gray indicates, if you put your cursor over that, typically it'll pop up and say that the course has not yet been started. If it's yellow, it's started but not complete. The difference in the green ball and the green check is a green ball indicates a section of a module that doesn't have any embedded questions. The green check indicates that the module section has questions embedded in it and that you have entered an answer into that question. That doesn't necessarily mean that answer is correct. The course instructor has to go over those and correct those as necessary, but it does mean that you've at least put something in for that. So let's go ahead and start the course. I'll click Introduction, and this brings up the introduction screen. Typically, there are handouts on the first screen with each module that you take. You may see some underlined sections that will bring up when you put your mouse cursor over it this information that defines what that is. That's also in the glossary, so you can bring the glossary up and browse through that to see definitions of various terms in the system. To move on to the next section of the module, you can click the next button at the top right, and we'll move on through. And as you can see over on the left, we finished the introduction, so that turned green. We're now into the history section, so it turns yellow, indicating that we've started it but not completed it. And we have some glossary definitions of various things here. Be sure and read through each section and do it completely, because there may be things at the bottom typically that have a question in them. Sometimes there are videos embedded, like in this page there's a video embedded. It may take a few moments for that video to start animating, but you should have controls here that you can control and play that video as necessary. Now this particular page does have a question at the bottom. I'll slide this up a little so we can see that. You must enter something in here and click the submit for this to be a completed module. And I'll go ahead and scroll up and slide that down a little so you can see, and we can move to the next lesson. Before I do, notice that over here on history we have a green check indicating that we successfully at least entered an answer to that question. Okay, and as we move through each module, excuse me, it turns yellow as we enter it, and as you move through and do each section, answering all the questions in each section. Slide that up so you can see. There's another question here. After you go through each subsection of the module turns green. In this case, since there was an embedded question, it has the green check instead of just the plain green ball. I'm going to slide this down so we can see a little bit again. If we go back to our industry energy fundamentals, you can move through the various different modules here, or take these review scenarios, or take the quizzes. Or if we scroll to the top, if you want to go back to your personal desktop, you can always click these tabs here to go to all courses, personal desktop. There's also a line under here that has a navigation feature called a breadcrumb that lets you follow through where you actually are in the course. So you can go back to all courses by clicking there, and that takes you back to the all course screen. You can click there to continue. It will bring up the detailed screen that shows you all of the course modules and quizzes. If I go back to personal desktop, I see now that I've registered for this course that it is listed in my personal desktop. The yellow ball indicates that it's in progress, meaning I've started the course but haven't finished all the modules. If I click the plus or minus, all of the various modules will show up. Like here's 1A. I can click the plus beside 1A to see all of the submodules, and I see that I've finished the introduction, the history, and the origin of economic laws and regulations. I've started origin of environmental laws and regulations, but I have not finished that. You can click here if you want to go to that module, and it will load that up for you. They're again in a separate tab at the top. So now we have a couple of tabs open looking at this. We can close the old one if you want to, and we can move through this module, and as you do, when you finish the last one, the ball turns green, and typically the last part of a module is acknowledgments, references, downloadable files, information, links that you might be interested in on that have to do with this module. So we can close that module, close that tab that is showing this module. Typically they'll say score minimum, for that's a scalable content object module, and that's the actual lessons themselves. And this takes us back to our personal desktop, which we can navigate through and take all the various modules, but the quizzes don't show up here. If you want to see the quizzes, you have to go back to the course and click on the course screen to bring up the detailed information about your course. You can also click on learning progress to see information about which modules you've completed. The status will show over here, and any actions, and you can get info about the course. And if you click on content, that takes you back to the course page itself that has all of your quizzes and tests and whatever. And here again, we can go to all courses either here or by clicking here again. That'll take us back to the all courses page, or click on personal desktop to go and show all of the courses that you are currently taking and what your status is on those, and you can open and browse through each of those as necessary. 1B we haven't started, so they're all gray, and so we have the various different status indicators there. Well, this has just been a quick introduction, but I hope it's been useful to you. Thank you very much.